Hello, you're listening to E-Bible Fellowship's new Open Forum Excerpts, and now we present the following excerpt.
Welcome to our question and answer program. Please go ahead with your call.
Good afternoon, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing well by God's grace. Thank you.
Okay, can we take a look at two verses? Judges 5:25.
Judges 5:25. Well, I'll start in verse 24. Blessed above women shall Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite, be. Blessed shall she be above women in the tent. He asked water, and she gave him milk. She brought forth butter in a lordly dish. She put her hand to the nail, and her right hand to the workman's hammer. And with the hammer she smote Sisera. She smote off his head. When she had pierced and stricken through his temples, at her feet he bowed, he fell. He lay down at her feet, he bowed, he fell. Where he bowed, there he fell down dead.
And Judges 4:19.
I'll start in verse 18. And Jael went out to meet Sisera and said unto him, Turn in, my lord, turn in to me, fear not. And when he had turned in unto her into the tent, she covered him with a mantle. And he said unto her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water to drink, for I am thirsty. And she opened a bottle of milk and gave him drink and covered him.
These two seem similar scenarios about giving a water to drink. Can you explain?
The reason why he requested water.
So in verse 25, he asked for water and she gave him milk. Where in verse 19, he said unto her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water to drink. And then she opened a bottle of milk. Why? I was looking at those two verses, kind of puzzled as why. What does she represent? Does she represent a believer offering the gospel?
Yeah, Sisera is a type of Satan, but there's a similar thing. I never really understood this before, but going verse by verse through the Bible, it's kind of come up a few times where Satan and all the unsaved can be identified together. For instance, in Mark 3, where we read, a house divided cannot stand, a kingdom divided cannot stand. The house and kingdom are referring to people, all the unsaved of Satan's kingdom. And then the third statement, and these are all synonymous, house and kingdom, synonyms. And then what also is synonymous is the third statement, and if Satan be divided, he cannot stand but has an end. And that's what really got me thinking, well, the house and kingdom, I understand, they're the nations of the world, they're the unsaved people, but what about Satan? If the first two statements are synonymous, doesn't it mean so is the third statement concerning Satan? And so what I think it means is Satan is an actual evil spirit, fallen angel. He exists. He is an actual being. And I'm stressing that because there was an error many years ago where someone started teaching that Satan was the flesh. And I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that Satan has identification with all his people, his children. Ye are of your father, the devil. And in the parable of the wheat and the tares, the children of the wicked one. So Satan has identification with the unsaved, as we read in Psalm 10. It says in verse 2, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire. So the wicked, and then a plural pronoun, let them, and we understand that, the wicked people, right? We get that. But then it's singular, masculine, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire. And that's Satan. Satan is the wicked one. The people of the world are the wicked. just a helpful way of understanding, Christ is the righteous. And then you have the righteous people, all those made righteous through Christ's righteousness, all the elect. We are the body of Christ. God says, how beautiful are the feet of them that bring glad tidings of good news or good joy. And in another place, it's almost exact, except there's a slight difference. How beautiful are the feet of him. So what the people of God, who are the body of Christ, do, so it is said Christ does it, though he's not in bodily form on the earth when the gospel went forth to the nations. And likewise, when we're looking at Satan, and in this case, Sisera, a type and figure of Satan, what happens to him, we can understand to happen to the wicked, the unsaved, who have this close identification with Satan. And in Judges 4, we have to keep in mind this is a historical parable that is painting the picture of Judgment Day. Remember that Barak comes with 10,000 to do battle in Judges 4, verse 10, and Barak called Zebulun and Naphtali to Kadesh, and he went up with 10,000 men at his feet, and Deborah went up with him. 10,000 men at Barak's feet. Barak, a type of Christ. For, to understand the 10,000, look at Jude, verse 14, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints. And regarding at his feet, Deuteronomy 33, verse 2, and he said, Jehovah came from Sinai. Sinai is where the law is given, so it identifies with the law of God, the Bible. Jehovah came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000s of saints from his right hand when a fiery law for them. Yea, he loved the people. All his saints are in thy hand, and they sat down at thy feet. Everyone shall receive of thy words. So there Jehovah comes from Sinai. Christ comes in Judgment Day. He comes forth from the Bible. It's the revelation of his righteous judgment, is the word he has spoken will judge in the last day, and all those verses. And the saints sit down at his feet. Incredibly, we're told that. No question. It's Judgment Day. It's Judgment Day. Christ comes with 10,000s of his saints. Whenever we read that, that's telling us it's Judgment Day. And yet to sit down at his feet at that time, Mary sat down at the feet of Jesus. Remember when Martha complained? She was sitting at his feet, listening to his word. And Martha was cumbered about with much serving. Lord, tell her to help. And Jesus said that she had chosen the good part that would not be taken away from her. The elect, who are the saints, we are studying the Bible, we're reading the Bible, studying the Bible, learning from the Bible, learning all about Christ coming in the time of judgment. So in the actual coming of Christ to judge the world with all his elect, all the saints, our position is at his feet.
Thanks for watching, and be on the lookout for more new Open Forum excerpts that will be added periodically.